All right, hello, we are live. We are live. I only see one person in here, so we'll give it a minute to smarten up, and Matt's alarm phone is going to just beep 90 times because that's what it does. He sets like 50 alarms. Hello. Hello. Somewhere in Towers, our first person in. Caroline. Yes, all right, we got 3 people. So, I'm not going to be on too long today. Hi, Diane. Because at 11 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be interviewed by Simon on the Hermit's Cave. But I wanted to squeeze in my... oh, hey, Hexen, how's it going? Hexen, Rosie, hello. So yeah, so I'm going to be on the Hermit's Cave. I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I am, because I don't know. I don't think... hopefully I'm interesting.
You are interesting.
Maddie says I'm interesting. I guess I'm interesting. But anyways, for today, I wanted to dive into this. And I know a few of you out there have this book, The Ultimate Book of Shadows for the New Generation, Solitary Witch. And the book is very similar to, you know, this book that I use all the time. I set my alarm. I didn't want to miss you. That's awesome, Caroline. That's awesome. I should have set my alarm because I didn't want to miss me, and I almost... Oh my, you have no idea. I got up. I was like 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I gotta get something to eat. I gotta get my... Because it's Saturday morning and Cuppa is the theme. I had to get my D&D. So, crunch time. Dunkin' Donuts. D&D is Dunkin' Donuts.
It was like Airbnb, but for dumb people.
Oh, thank you, Hexen. So, anyways, I know a number of you out there have this book. And Hexen, I believe you have this, right? So I wanted to dig into it because I've always used the grimoire. 1 a.m. Wow, Rosie, we're keeping you up late. You a night owl. I'm like that too. But yeah, Hexen, I was just getting into that. So I use this as my reference book. And I had this book because I actually took an online course, if you would, from this lady on the... and I'm not good with cameras. So it's Silver Ravenwolf. She was... For a time, she was kind of an online instructor at the Great School of Wizardry. And, yeah, so I had this book, and it was reading material. And I want to go through, because there's a lot of good stuff in here. And one of the things that stood out for me is, and if you have the book on page 23, and she has this 13-step solitary Esbat. It's the basic ritual structure. So I want to read a little bit because I've never heard the term Esbat, but they both. So I'll kind of just read this and let's see what you guys think. Esbat, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right because I may not be. The words Esbat and Sabbat are thought to come from the French word sesbatre. I guess, oh my God, I'm not good with that, which means to joyfully celebrate. During the 1920s, British anthropologist Margaret A. Murray postulated that a group of witches which included both peasants and nobles celebrated the 8 major fire festivals, Sabbats, and met at regular gatherings called Esbats. Murray also indicated that those witches gathered themselves into 13-member covens, although some scholars feel that her conclusion came from reading the transcripts of inquisitions. Other historians feel that her research did not extend that far. But anyways, yeah, it kind of goes on. The only records of trials at which she looked. Wait a minute. It says the only records of trials at which she looked were 19th century printed versions of early Scottish depositions. And it gets kind of wordy, but I want to talk about and explore her 13 steps to basically creating a ritual, right? I think a lot of us go into our rituals kind of, and I do this, and I'm guilty of the same thing. You know, I'll walk up to my altar, maybe I'll light some incense, maybe I'll I'll try to cleanse the altar. You know, maybe I'll ring my bowl, I'll light some incense, maybe some sage. But do we really go through the proper steps to set up a ritual? Now, if you know me, I've always said that it's all intent. You know, as long as you're covering the basics, clean the energy in your space, you know, maybe a little bit of sage, get yourself mentally right and mentally ready for the ritual, you know, you're fine. But I want to look into, because I found this chapter that's pretty interesting, and I wanted to kind of go through these steps, and maybe we can talk about some of them. So let's talk about them. So she says, step 1, cleanse the ritual space by carrying a representation of the 4 elements around the area in a clockwise movement, working with 1 element at a time. Okay, now see, I don't do that. I do keep all elements on my altar, so I have a representation of every element. But I mean, that's kind of step 1. Let's see. Hi, Max. Hi, Gretchen. Hi. Anyone else? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Ron. Hi. Oh my goodness, Ron. Is Rosie being a pain? I know the pains. I know the pains of spousal pains. Yup.
Excuse me.
Throw that out there. So yeah. So the step 1 is an interesting take on cleansing, and I noticed that, and I follow this rule as well, clockwise for cleansing and prepping, counterclockwise for undoing. And I think that kind of goes with the clock, right? You go counterclockwise. It's almost like a turn back of time type of thing. Yes, she is. Yeah, I know that feeling.
What you trying to say?
Matt's over here getting ready for work. I wish he could join me, but...
Me too. But if I want to be home early, I gotta leave early.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you have a client coming in early, right?
Yeah, at 10 instead of 11. Thank God, because I want to get out of there early.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so I think we all do step 1 to a point, right? We cleanse our altar. I will ring my bowl and I will light some incense. But I don't do like I said, I don't do the 4 elements.
I'm gonna quickly stop and say hi.
Oh, so
Move,
Maddie's gonna stop in and
move.
say hi. Move. I can't move. This is my show. Come. Have a seat.
Oh, shit.
Don't fall.
Hi, folks!
Oh, earthquake.
Earthquake!
When Matt comes walking, the ground starts shaking. I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah.
How's everyone doing today?
Well, you're tilting us here. So say hi to Maddie.
Hi, everyone. Who's here? Let's see. Let's go from the start. Hello, Caroline. Hi, Diane. Hi,
Rosie.
Rochelle. Hexen. Ron. Gretchen.
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
And that's it so far.
That's it. Well, there's 12 in there, but...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's early.
It's early. So, it's all good.
Oh, now there's 13. And I gotta go, guys, because I gotta head out to work.
So he's off to work. Bye, baby.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, back to...
I'll see you at
Yes.
6.
Yes, drive safe, Maddie.
I will.
Okay. Hi, Celtic. Hi, Fam. Is Family Wizard in today? Did I see him in here?
James?
Yes.
Hi.
Someone said hi.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Love
Sorry. Love you too.
Oh, can you do the wash? The laundry?
Well,
There's stuff in the laundry. Just can you do
yeah,
it?
no, because it's too cold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barking orders over here. Okay, my God, where was I? So, step 1, cleanse the ritual space. So I think we all do that. Now, step 2, open altar energies by blessings with the 4 elements, or devote the altar as explained in To Stir Magic Cauldron. Okay, that's a reference to one of her other books, and that's a ritual to kind of devote and consecrate your altar. So yeah, open altar energies by blessing with the 4 elements. I feel that that could be combined with step 1 when you're kind of doing that, you know, cleansing. It's kind of cleansing and opening the energies at the same time. Step 3, light the illuminator candles. So yeah, so in other sections of the book, she talks about illuminator candles and spell candles. And I do that just because it's on my altar. So an illuminator candle is going to be one that I haven't oiled or blessed, or it's just there to cast light. And then my main candle that I will inscribe, that's my spell candle. So that's what she means by light the illuminator candles. Step 4, cast the magic circle clockwise. Now that's literally clockwise casting the circle. I'll take like a wand and I will go clockwise. Open the, you know, and I'll speak an incantation, like open this circle in this space, you know, or something like that. That's what she means by opening this, cast the magic circle. Then she put step 5, light the quarter candles and call the quarters. I don't do this. I'm not even sure what that even means. The quarter candles. I want to think that those are candles representing the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. So that's that. And step 6, and here's one that I'm kind of getting into. If you follow any of my other videos, I've just started working with deities. So step 6, she has invoked deity. So I've always kind of skipped over that, or just kind of had God in general on my mind. It's a lot of steps, very interesting. So invoke your deity, whoever you're conjuring up for that particular spell. Step 7, state intent of the ritual aloud. And that's pretty straightforward. You're going to state the intent of this ritual. You know, I want to bring good luck to everyone in the group. Step 8, draw down the moon. If this is a full moon. Okay, so if you're doing a ritual during a full moon, you'll draw down the moon. Step 9, perform the magical work, which may include drawing, raising. About that, Saturday morning, already getting phone calls from spam. My God. these people from Custom Built Windows have been chasing me, and I have brand new windows basically in the house because the house was, I've been here for like 11 years, but the house was completely remodeled before I bought it. And I tell these people, I have new windows. I don't need, they call every morning, every single morning. Oh my God. Anyways, where was I? So step 9 is where you're doing the actual spell. So this is where I would have, or I would take the time to inscribe my candle as I say my incantation. And like I said, I like use these little quick burn Hanukkah candles. But this is my latest craze, and I will carve that with my, where is it? With this. And that's my, what is this called? It's not my Athme. It's begins with a B, and I can't think of it. If you tell them to take it. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I've reported. Yeah, it just doesn't do any good. But that's when you do your spell work. Okay. And make sure as part of your spell, so she has it, raising any and then sealing the spell work. Step 10, which I find interesting, is she has, and it's optional, but take communion. Optional. Interesting. Is it a little bit of Christian influence, or did the Christians take the influence from here? Right? This was the original religion, right? Step 11, thank your deity. Thank the quarters. I think that's the north, south, east, and west. Release and extinguish quarter candles. So you're gonna thank your quarter candles, and you'll extinguish them. Step 12, release magic circle, counterclockwise. Remember what is my cat doing? My cats are crazy in the morning. So that's where now you're going to go counterclockwise and seal. No, I'm going counterclockwise. I don't know what it looks like on the camera. But you will seal your circle, or you release the magic circle. Clean up and offer libation bowl if you took communion. It says if you took communion out of doors. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so that's kind of like Silver Ravenwood's official 13 steps to a ritual. So let's go to the comments. Let's see. So, Dave, I have that too with phone calls. Whatever happened to the? Yeah, the dude. My call is all my numbers are on the do not call list, and yeah, it doesn't do any good. They still call. I can actually go into the iPhone and actually block them, but it's just a lot of work. Yeah, it is a really good book. Hexen, I believe you have the book. I just started, because I saw other folks in here had this book, and I wanted to start diving into it, kind of similar to how I use the Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard, because there's a lot of good stuff in there as well. But I thought this chapter was pretty interesting, very interesting, and moving on from like the ritual, it says Esbat flavors of the moon. Every 2.5 days, the moon moves into a new sign, which means that in her 28.5 or so day cycle, from new to full, she visits all of the signs. She isn't full, of course, in every sign every month. Therefore, each month, she is full in a different sign of the zodiac. Our present calendar and cycles are not entirely compatible. There are 12 months with varying numbers of days, which where the moon, so this is going to talk a little bit about the moon, where the moon steadfastly sticks to her own 28.5 day cycle. This means that once in approximately every 2.5 calendar years, there will be a month that has 2 full moons. The second full moon in that month is called a blue moon and is used by witches for goal planning, special wishes, or unique ceremonies of their own design. So that's interesting. That's kind of put a little bit of insight onto, you know, why do we use the blue moons or these different special moon phases. And I think it's because there is a specialty to it, because the calendars don't match up and the moon is on a 28.5 day cycle. You get these, you know, these blue moons every, you know, let's say like every 2.5 years. That makes them special. When planning your SBATs, you'll want to keep an eye on what sign of the zodiac the moon is currently visiting, and then structure your magic accordingly. So this is very structured. I find this really interesting. Like I said, I go by all intent, but yeah, she's kind of the opposite, very structured. Although I've provided the following table for SBAT planning, you can also use it for other ceremonies as well. Let's look at the table. So new moon SBATs. Then you have Aries, basic energy, power, energy, force, expression, self-reliance, assertiveness, spontaneousness, fearless, and enthusiasm. That's associated with the red color. Primary element is fire. The next one is Taurus. So I guess this as the moon, these are the stages as the moon waxes or gets from new moon to towards full. So Taurus, basic energy, stability, peace, affection, responsiveness, saving, artistic, ability, devotion, and harmony. And that's a red-orange zodiac color association. So let's see. Moving on to Gemini. Basic energy is intellect, awareness, agility, adaptability, multitasking, and that zodiac color is orange. And she lists the primary elements here too. The primary element for that is air. So Aries, the first one was fire. Taurus is earth. This Gemini, this one is air. Yeah, so that basic intellect, awareness, agility, adaptability, multitasking. So things along that. Is that Leo just guessing red, orange color? Well, actually, I haven't gotten to Leo. Leo's. Let's move on. Leo's. I'm going to do Cancer next, and then Leo comes. So Cancer, she has basic energy is emotions, maturity, psychism, peace, protection, magnetism, sympathy, and maternal. The zodiac color is amber for Cancer, and the primary element is water. So now, yes, someone was asking, somewhere in time to Carol was asking about Leo. Leo, basic energy is strength, positivity, leadership, confidence, generosity, kindness, and success. The zodiac, according to this book, the zodiac color association is yellow. The primary element is fire. She also has sections on each of these that I haven't been reading, but it's suggested magical operations. And for Leo, I want to read this. Rituals and spells for courage, strength, thinking in a positive way, winning, success, and learning to be a good leader, kind, loyal, and generous. Spells for drama and acting, fun at the beach or on vacation, wealth in the home, and for making your talent shine. Spells to find the perfect pet for you or to help you realize your talents. So that's the, according to, yeah, so like, yeah, Caroline, it could be yellow because of the sun. That makes sense. And then, oh, so be careful. She also has like, be careful. Don't brag about your magic. Remember that. Remember the witch's pyramid. To know, to dare, to will, to be silent. I don't know much of what that means, but let's move on. So now we have Virgo. Basic energy, examination, analysis, brilliance, making choices with the head, not the heart. Right? That's the, okay, stop and think. Don't let your heart rule. Just kind of turn your heart off a little bit for a sec, and then think with your head. Precision and finding solutions. The zodiac color associated with that is yellow-green. The primary element is earth. Okay, so that's Virgo. Oh yeah, there's a lot of these going on. Let's move through these because we're coming on to the full moon. And how much time have I? Okay, I've only taken 25 minutes. Is this is this interesting or is this kind of boring, you guys? I always want to get a litmus test. And I find it interesting, but people may find it boring. I don't know. Just let me know. Because after this, maybe I'll sing some bowls. And don't forget, at 11 Eastern, I'm going to be on the Hermit's Cave with Simon, being interviewed. So, my God, you're going to have a double dose of the wizard. Okay, so Libra, moving on to Libra. Basic energy, beauty, love, sociability, cooperation, originality, courtesy, responsiveness. The zodiac color association is emerald. Primary element is air. So now, moving on, Scorpio. Basic energy is intensity, rebirth, transformation, illumination, wisdom, karma, and instinct. Zodiac color is green-blue. Primary element is water. So Scorpio is another fascinating one. Let's read the magical suggested operations for Scorpio. Rituals and spells for a situation that needs ultimate power must transform or is karmically related. So related to karma. Spells to hone your instincts or to get to the bottom of a messy situation. Spells for wisdom, to renew an old project, to stop aggressive action, to bring down a criminal, and to stop gossip or other unhealthy emotional situations. Spells to sign documents where you will get the best deal. Spells to end things that you want ended. Understanding the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, reincarnation, and past life regression. Very interesting. Very interesting. So the Scorpio, and that's point of the moon, is the best, I would say, time to do any sort of reversal, defensive. And that's good to know because I don't know. I've spoken in previous videos about just kind of feeling some negative energies. Let's go to the comments. Is your son okay? Stop. Maybe just hinting. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Oh, good morning, butterfly. Let's enjoy this because I do oh, you do oh, wow, Caroline, you do astrology. I love astrology, and I do somewhere up in my attic have a fairly decent telescope because I love stargazing. So yeah, we might even have to do a show and talk astrology. I don't know much about it, like the constellations. I know some of them, but I just am fascinated with just looking at and trying to find different planets. The telescope I have, you can punch in. It's got a computer in it, and you punch in whatever planet or whatever you want to, and it'll actually move. So you got to kind of calibrate it, but it'll actually find the planet all by itself. It's like a tracking telescope. It's really cool. All right, where are we? Okay, Sagittarius is the next one. Basic energy is expansion, generosity, faith, optimism, understanding, mercy, charity, and hope. That's the zodiac color blue. Primary element is fire. And on this one, I like the avoid. So there's an avoid section. When doing this one, avoid a sloppy ritual. Oh my God, I better stay away from that one. Yeah. Okay, next one is Capricorn. Basic energy, structure, patience, thrift, diplomacy, sincerity, restraint, endurance, justice, law, order, self-discipline. The zodiac color is indigo, and the element is earth. That's Capricorn. And then the next one is Aquarius. Aquarius, independence, originality, progressive ideas, reformation, universal love, inventiveness, heightened perception, resourcefulness, individualism. Zodiac color is violet for this one. The primary element is air. So the suggested magical rituals. So let's see what comes out of that one. Rituals and spells for independence, finding new ways to look at the world, changing structures that you think were wrong. She puts an example in here called school dress code. Okay, if you don't like that. Finding universal love, spells to boost new ideas, or finding yourself and defining yourself as an individual. Rituals and spells to help you learn mathematics, science, or astrology. So that comes from astrology. You want to avoid ritual interruptions and be careful of feeling too detached. So that's Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces, basic energy is visionary outlook, inspiration, psychism, compassion, creativity, devotion, universal peace. The zodiac color is crimson. Primary element is water. Interesting, interesting, interesting. That's Pisces. Then she puts in, if this all seems complicated at first, don't worry about it. After you work with the moon in each of the signs, you will understand better, and there will come a time when you will instinctively know which energies to present and useful and which are not. Are present and useful. That's interesting. I do want to explore this because it's very interesting. So now that we got past Pisces, it brings us to full moon as bats. So here it gets a little more confusing. So full moon in Aries, sun is in Libra, full moon element is fire. So I believe there's going to be 12 of these. And let's go through them. How much time have we, what time is it? Oh yeah, we got time. So let's go through the full moon as bats. Does anyone have any questions? Hey, they just got here. What book are you talking about? So I'm diving into this book. It is the Book of Shadows, Solitary. It's the Book of Shadows for the New Generation Solitary Witch, and it's by Silver Ravenwolf. It's a great reference book, very similar to the one I use mainly as the Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard. So this actually has a lot of, I gotta start going to this too. So yeah, the full moon Esbats, or full moon Sabbats. So yeah, full moon in Aries. The sun is in Libra. Full moon element is fire. Sun element association is air. And the suggested ritual theme: advance social situations, find new friends, add passion to your romance, work with music, or use your favorite music in a ritual. Rise to a challenge in a fair and honorable way. Full moon in Taurus. So I guess it goes through full moon in Taurus. The sun is in Scorpio. Full moon element association is Earth. And the sun element is in water. Bring success for any type of investment. Time, money, energy. Find serenity or find unique ways to save money. That's an interesting one. Jennifer, who's here? Do we have any new people? Let me see. Oh, hello, Jen. Oh, I love when Mama Squirrel comes and visits. Just kind of getting the Saturday morning live done prior to my interview. Oh my God, I must like to torture myself. Yeah, so full moon in Gemini is the next one. Sun is in Sagittarius. Full moon element association air. The sun element is fire. And that's how you work on magical studies, sending long distance messages or healings, and learning about cultures, religions, and pantheons. Compose spells and rituals. It's a good month. You know, when the full moon is in Gemini, it's a good time to actually compose your spells. Full moon in Cancer. The sun is in Capricorn. The moon element is water. Sun element is earth. And that's stability for the home, protection for yourself and family. This is so fascinating. When the full moon's in Leo, sun is in Aquarius. The full moon element is fire. The sun element is air. And that's work to bring humanitarian issues out into the open, personal goal, fulfillment, issues that have to do with groups or organization. Interesting. Oh my God, what am I missing here? Ouch, Rosie ripped a handful of chest hair out. Oh man, that's painful. Am I ready for Simons? I'm a little nervous, but I think I'll be fine. We're gonna just roll with it and see what happens. No, I mean, I was here when Maddie did his interview, and yeah, it was, and Maddie was freaking out, and it just went as easy as, it was very easy. I think I'm more worried about internet hiccups than anything. Yes, okay, where was I at? So yeah, looking forward to that. So full moon in Virgo, sun is in Pisces, the moon element is earth, sun element water. Find answers to problems in a visionary way, tackle situations using your intuition and divinatory tools. So that's a good time to answer your questions in a divination sort of method. Full moon in Libra, sun is in Aries. The moon element is air. The sun element is fire. That's breathing new life into social situations, making decisions, asking for fair, swift justice. The next one's full moon in Scorpio. The sun is in Taurus. The moon element is water. The sun element is earth. And that's directing energy toward directing energy toward growth in your resources. Use drumming for transformation. And crossing. That's crossing meaning funeral. So it's like crossing into the other realm, whatever you want to call it. Moving on to heaven, or, you know, that sort of, not crossing as in crosswork. The next one is full moon in Sagittarius. Sun is in Gemini. Moon element fire, sun element air. And that's expanding your knowledge and ability to communicate in a positive way. Just three more. Full moon in Capricorn, sun is in Cancer. The moon element is earth. The sun element is water. That's restructuring home, school, or magical life to meet your needs. Interesting. Full moon in Aquarius. Sun is in Leo. The moon element is air. Sun element is fire. And that's to work on courage, loyalty, leadership skills, to bring about personal independence and a sense of self-worth. Interesting. And the last one is full moon in Pisces. The sun's in Virgo. Full moon element association is water. Sun element is earth. And that's to analyze your dreams and meditations. Practice service to others in a magical way, like reading cards, working on healings, and stuff like that. So that's very. So I found that I'll stop there because I feel like I've like thrown a bunch of stuff at you guys, and basically just kind of read from the book to you, which is what I did. But it's very interesting tying the astrological, where the moon is, kind of tying that into rituals. And I really see these are the things that I want to kind of start exploring to make myself better at my craft. And I firmly believe it's all intent. So I mean, there are times I walk up to an altar, light some incense, light some candles, and do a quick spell. But I really want to explore doing things in a more formal way, because I find it very interesting, and I like the tie to the zodiac. So that's interesting. If anyone has any questions, type them in caps. What's I froze him, boo. What am I missing? Cherry, thank you. Some Celtic. I just got on a chat, but I'm preparing so things to teach now. You are beautiful, Caroline. I'm watching your video. So I'm just trying to get caught up on the comments because okay, I don't think there's too much. Okay. So that's working with the moon. And I definitely want to explore that. So I'm going to see, out of curiosity, give me a few seconds. So Lilypad, I'm diving into this book. It's Book of Shadows for the New Generation Solitary Witch, and I just found a couple of things interesting, and we're basically talking about, we started with 13-step solitary Sabbath ritual. It's just a guideline to a very structured ritual. And then we talked about, it's called Esbat Flavors of the Moon, or Sabbath Flavors of the Moon, and the different moon cycles, where the moon is in the cycle, how it affects different energies when you're doing your spell work, and that could be phases of the moon and the full moon positions in the heavens. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So I'm curious now, just out of curiosity, let's make a quick look at this book, because I want to see if this goes into some astrology. Astrology. Let's look up moon. Let's be a little more focused. I'm just curious what lunar law. Yeah, let's go to page 62. See what we say about the lunar. Let's see what so this says Sister Moon Luna. Luna is the Roman name for the Lady in the Moon, from the earliest times. Most human codes are, yeah, this doesn't, that's not much phases. Hold on, let's go somewhere else. Lunar. Lunar. Let's try. We're gonna go to 137 first and see what's there on the moon. 7 planet days. No, that's more. Okay, these are chakras. We're gonna go to the next one, which is 185. Sorry, guys. I just like to get a different perspective on things. So I want to see. All right, moon signs. So this ought to be interesting. So we're gonna go from Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard, and see what he has. And this is under what he calls rights. So let's see. Moon signs, and then the moon, always punctual, to mark the months and make division of time. The moon, it is that signals the feast, a luminary that wanes after her full. The month derives its name from hers. She waxes wonderfully in her phases, banner of the hosts on high, shining. So this is shining in the vault of heaven. Oh, that's a quote from the Bible. Okay. Not sure why I put that in there. So here we go. So we're going to see what Oberon Zell has to say about the moon, because it's always interesting. As the moon moves across the sky from night to night in its 28-day cycle, it advances by 12.86 degrees on each successive evening, taking it through each of the 12 signs of the zodiac. So that kind of ties together what this whole zodiac thing means. So it's just the movement of the moon across the sky. So it advances 12.86 degrees on each evening. So that's how it goes through the 12 signs of the zodiac. So thus it spends 2.3 days in each sign. So like, yeah, 2.3 days in each sign. The moon rises an average of 15 minutes later each night, but close to the equinoxes. It rises just 25 to 30 minutes later across the U.S. Oh, wait a minute. But close to the equinoxes, it rises just 25 to 30 minutes later across the U.S. and only 10 to 20 minutes later for much of Canada and Europe. So the time the moon rises, it kind of changes. It gets later and later with each, you know, as as we go through the year. When the moon is in a certain sign, the lunar attributes will be influenced by the characteristics of the sign, and different sorts of magic may be worked. Because the actual constellations vary greatly in size, while the signs are assigned 30 degrees each, the moon may sometimes appear in a constellation different from its official sign. So, when they mean by the moon visiting a sign, so remember how we said that it advances 12.8 degrees, degrees meaning measurement of angle across the sky. It spends, you know, it moves 12.86 degrees. So there's 30, no, wait a minute, there are, oh my God, I just lost my spot. So each astrological sign is assigned 30 degrees of movement. So it'll go into a new sign, move 30 degrees, it'll hit like an imaginary line, then go into another one. That's what he's talking about here. It's very interesting. So that's what he's saying. The moon may sometimes appear in a constellation different from its official sign, meaning up in the sky. Here, starting with Aries, are the 28 colorful names in magical workings traditionally associated with each position of the moon among the stars. Names in parentheses are those. So he's referring to his own take on the astrological positions. It's very similar to what I just read, so I'm not going to read through that. But again, it's the 28 phases of position, with the moon as it moves through the sky. So now, lunar law, full moon names. So this is interesting. The tradition of naming the year's full moons began during the era of Roman occupation in England. A few reflect Roman influences, but most relate to farming activities. These correspond to the zodiacal months rather than our modern civil calendar. So there's nicknames for the full moons in the different positions. And I'll just read down the list. There's seed, hare, Diad, mead, wart, barley, blood, snow, oak, wolf, storm, and chaste. So I'd like to dive into these more, because now there's Native American names of the moon. So it's all very fascinating, and I find it even more fascinating that now going to both books ties, there's some overlap, which is great. So I'm going to put the books down there. Let me see, yes, and are we mostly made up of water? That's why the moon has such an effect. Sure, oh, absolutely. Oh, okay, I'm hot, so I'm taking off the hat. I'm taking off my lid. So it is very interesting. I want to wrap up there with the book. I'm going to take a few minutes to ring a couple bowls. I know we all enjoy that. So as we absorb some of that, I think I might make this a series over the next few Saturdays. We'll talk about, some moon magic. And yeah, I've done flipped my lid. And well, we'll see where that goes. Because I think I'm going to pick a day this week. Maybe it might be Sunday night. I'm going to figure out where the moon is. And I'm going to do a moon ritual. And I want to start doing that. I'm just going to see how it feels. But yeah, so we are. So I believe everything is so interconnected. We're interconnected with each other. It's all part of what I call the multiverse. And there's a thread that connects us all, and all of the universe and everything in between. So does anybody have any questions? Moon is representing Cancer, which is female. Yeah. So many good things. Yes, it does. Her body still goes through. Okay. This is not. Wow, that's all about. Yeah, so that's that comment. Yes, we are mostly made up of water. The moon, it does have such an effect on us. Right? You know that saying, when there's a big full moon and people just kind of get wacky? I mean, it is the truth. I feel wacky myself on a good full moon. Right? It's just the truth. We are so affected. And look at how, I mean, if you want to see something amazing that's tangible, because we have our scientific folk out there that may doubt all of the powers, and they'll be, oh, that's all that heebie-jeebie stuff. Well, no, just look at tides and how the moon, which on some nights looks that big, but yet still has the power to pull our oceans in a direction. I mean, that fascinates me. And living, in Rhode Island, living near the water, I see this firsthand. I mean, there's tide reports, and you can see the tide and witness it come in and go out and come in and go out. And the thing is, it's the moon doing that. It goes around the earth, pulling on the water, making our tides. You know, changing our tides. So there is a lot of power in the moon. A lot of power. Hello, Jack. Thanks for stopping in. Good morning. Oh yeah, I do. And that's what I mean about wacky. I just feel like when there's a good full moon, I want to be outside. I want to be outside. I want to go. Full moons are great for me. I like to go. Oh, hi, Michelle. I like to go on what I call nature sessions during a full moon. That's what, you know, I'll pick a hiking path, one that's kind of not long and kind of close. Or we'll even go down to, we have a bike and walking path, and go down there and just stroll under the moonlight. You know, I might take a little bit of herb to kind of get me feeling even a little better, but that's not necessary. Because when that full moon energy is just washing over me, I just love being there, and I just absorb that moon energy, and it's just a great feeling to be outside. One of the best experiences I had with camping, when I went camping with Maddie, is you know, there was a few nights when there was a nice big moon out, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna go for a nice walk under the moon. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah. Oh, I love camping. I did it for the first time, and it's gonna be a regular thing in the Solera household. I don't know, Matt, you listening? Yeah, so I can't wait for Terra Stock. We're all gonna go visit Jen, and we're gonna pitch our tents and camp. Yeah, I think I'm going to also book the campground for a time this summer to do some camping. And like I said, I had mentioned that, and I want to do a whole other video just on camping, because I want to so they have this thing called the North-South Trail, and I want to do it. And it's actually a hiking trail. I believe you can do it in 5 days, because it's only from, you know, the Massachusetts border on Rhode Island down to the coast. You know, Rhode Island's not a very big state, and it kind of winds through. So you think it's like a 1 week or 5 day hiking camping expedition. I still want to do that. Still trying to convince Maddie of that one. Anyways, so I want to wrap it up. This was a pretty good, and you know, I'm not going as long. I wanted to keep it at an hour. So that gives me an hour to prepare for my interview on the Hermit's Cave. So exciting. So you guys make sure to join for that. That's on the Hermit's Cave. That's with Simon. But let's take a minute and just do a little bowl. So let's meditate. Let's take the last couple of minutes just to meditate and listen. I'm gonna ring my bowl. Hold on, let me see. I wanna angle the camera so that we can see. Oh, earthquake! I hate how this thing's so bouncy. Aim it down a little bit more so we can see the bowl. There we go. This might work. All right, here we go. Can't wait either. this one. Ah, love that. I ring these to start my day every day. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining. And don't forget, catch me on the Hermit's Cave. I'm so nervous. Maybe I'll ring some bowls on there too. Yeah, I love that. And I still want to work out a meditation video. Oh, Rose, you have no idea. I saw a bowl when I was up in Salem. It literally was big enough to sit in. And the guy was ringing it, and he had to actually walk around it to ring. It was crazy, and this thing was thunderous. I don't know if I want one that big, but I do. I want to get one. So right now, this one is my biggest bowl. And we'll ring this one again. This is my biggest one with my lowest tone. But my next bowl, so I have plenty of high tone bowls. My next one I want a little bit deeper to, just to kind of target the lower chakras. Yeah, I'll tell you what, going to Salem, and I know I can hear Maddie saying now, we've got to do the Salem video, and I do have to kind of put that together. But since kind of my channel, when we started, it was more pre-recorded. Now I'm more, I do exclusively live stuff. I just find it easier. I find it more interactive. So, yeah, I can't wait. Maddie convinced me to go to Salem, and we did, and it was fun. We definitely need to plan another Salem trip. But anyways, yeah, this guy did that at Salem. He ran around the bowl in like circles, holding the thing. I don't know how he did it. It was just so huge. It was like this biggest bowl I've ever seen. All right, guys. So that's it for this morning. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe down there, but you're here, so you're probably already subscribing. And don't forget to click the bell so you get notified when I go live. And don't forget, in a little less than 1 hour over on the Hermit's Cave, I'm gonna be featured. I'm gonna be interviewed by Simon. I can't wait. Yeah, I gotta get cracking on the Salem video. I really do. But I think next time we go, I'm gonna actually do a live right from there. I'm gonna just go live from Salem. That's how I want to do it. That's how I want to do my next Salem trip. Is I want to go live, and I'm gonna do nature sessions and all kinds of. I want to be. See, it's winter time, and like. Outside of skiing, I stay in the house. But when the weather gets better, oh yeah, you're gonna. I am not gonna be doing video. Well, I'm gonna be, but there's gonna be less videos from this couch and more videos from outside. I'm gonna be the loony guy walking around with the selfie stick, talking to himself. Whatever. That's how it goes. All right, guys. Mwah, peace and love, and don't forget the reading material. The books that I was reading from today is this one here. Book of Shadows for the New Generation Solitary Witch. And that's by Silver Raven Wolf. All right. And the other book, which is my go-to, is The Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard. And that is written by Zell Ravenheart, Oberon Zell Ravenheart. Two very fascinating books. Yeah, it's actually, Anastasia, it's actually an interesting one. To go and watch the beginning. It's basically about a more, I talk a little bit about a structured ritual setup, and then it goes into lunar magic and just doing spells based on, or rituals based on moon phases and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. All right, guys. Mwah. I love you all. Thank you for stopping by. Hotel booked already. Where you going? Oh, wait a minute. Carol, are you going to Salem? Oh. What month? Going in April. Right, somewhere in time, Taro. Are you going to Salem? Oh my God, we should find out when you're going, and oh, we need to find out when you're going, because if it's because we can we only live probably, I forgot what it was, like a couple hours away, but yeah. I know Maddie would be up for a trip to Salem. Right, Maddie? So, yeah. We should all converge on Salem. Let this group of witches show them how it's really done. Oh, my God. All right. This is me trying to say bye. I love you guys so much. I never like to end these videos. Oh, yeah. You could take the ferry from Long Island right to Point Judith. If that's the one, I think it might go to New London as well. And it might go, yeah. Oh my God, that's so cool. All right. Do I need a passport to go there? Yeah, well, Maddie, we'll talk when you get home. But yeah, Caroline's going. So yeah. All right, guys. Mwah. I love you all. Blessed be this day, and all of you have a great day, and I will see you on the Hermit's Cave in 1 hour. Speaking of the Hermit's Cave, yeah, Simon, I'm live, but I'm wrapping it up, so I'll see you very shortly. See you very shortly. We got this thing. We'll get this rocking and rolling. All right. Thanks, guys. Mwah. It's all right, Simon. Better late than ever. Yeah, we were talking about moon magic. All right. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. All right. Bye, guys. See you over on the Hermit's Cave in an hour. Or